Hey, Stephen Daar here with Rockstar Marketing, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down and explaining the profit hacking formula. Now, if you've known me for a little bit of time, you may know that I wrote this book, Profit Hacking. It came out in December of 2014. It it did pretty well, considering I had no budget. I was an absolute nobody in the marketplace, and it was completely self-published. It sold thousands and thousands of copies. It was in the top 20, the first page of bestsellers on Amazon for the marketing, web marketing, and e-commerce categories for about 18 months. And I got it read and reviewed by some of my absolute heroes, including the quote, the blurb on the cover is from James Altucher, which was amazing for him to be willing to do that for me. So the crux of the book is built around this profit hacking formula, which is T times the product of C times E equals R. And what these mean are it's traffic times your conversion times your economics equals your revenue. So basically, what we're saying here is your conversion times how much a conversion is worth to you is how much. So this is equal to, we can call this your your RPV, which is your revenue per visitor or revenue per each traffic, source that you get. So when you combine this, so like let's just say you convert, 1% of your traffic, then and a customer's worth, $100 to you, then 1% times 100 is $1. So every visitor that you get would be worth $1. So you get 1,000 visitors, you make $1,000. You get 100,000 visitors, you make $100,000. And so why this is important is because the the higher this product is, the more you can increase your conversion rate and the more you can increase your average order value or your lifetime customer value, the easier it is to increase this traffic number because there is so much traffic available out there, and a lot of it is available when you pay for it. And so if a visitor, a click, or one unit of traffic costs $1 per click, in this circumstance, you would break even spending $1 per click and getting $1 back. And so, the whole point is how can you increase this number and afford to pay more and more? Because as this number goes up, your ability to unlock new traffic sources becomes more available. Clicks that used to cost $2, $3 more than that, when it's higher than your revenue per visitor, you can't buy it. Otherwise, you'd be losing money. It would be unsustainable. But as you increase your conversion rate and as you get better at increasing how much the people that convert end up paying you, all of a sudden things become more attainable. The game becomes easier. You don't need to necessarily be playing the organic game, trying to figure out SEO or trying to use the social media to a limited pool of people when you could go out and target through the super refined, super powerful ad networks, the right people, pockets of your perfect potential clients and customers, and bring them into your world. And so a lot of coaches, consultants, higher end service providers have an advantage because our economics are pretty strong. People are worth thousand, several thousand, maybe even five figures, maybe even six figures over the lifetime of the relationship with that client. And so it swings things in our favor and it takes a lot of pressure off of the conversion. So, if someone's worth $100,000 to you, there isn't a huge and like endless line of people who are ready, hands up, saying, "Yeah, I want to pay you $100,000 or even $50,000, maybe even $20,000." So we don't necessarily need a huge number on the conversion side, a huge percentage, to still be able to have the economics part of it do a lot of the heavy lifting and be able to make traffic affordable. And so, really, what the kind of bottom line is that your conversion and your economics are assets. They're things that continue working for you and they can be improved. So, you can improve your copy, you can improve your marketing strategy, you can improve the design on your website, you could rework your offer. And over time, conversion rates are pretty standard. If you put something up and 5 out of 100 people say yes, so long as the traffic source is fairly consistent, so long as the people seeing it is fairly consistent, you're going to see that conversion stay true. And if you see people at a certain rate, most people take your base offer, and then some of them take, some of them do some continuity thing, or they continue working with you on an ongoing basis. But you can kind of get a clear sense of your economics and know that, okay, on average, customer is worth $10,000 to me. So when you have those things, you can look at them, they're consistent, you can engineer your way around improving them, but your traffic is more of a commodity where instead of something that continually works for you and stays, if you get a visitor today, it's kind of he comes, he visits your page or your site, and then they will leave the site, and unless they choose to come back and it counts as another visitor, it's kind of consumed and gone. So when you increase your traffic, it doesn't necessarily improve your conversion or your economics, but when you improve your conversion and your economics, it opens up new doors to increasing your traffic. As you get more traffic, you're able to experiment more, run more tests, get better data, which you can further improve your conversion and your economics. So it creates this virtuous upward loop where if all your focus is on the traffic side of it, which is where a lot of people really put their time and attention, like they're like, how do I get more visitors? How do I get more traffic? Well, that is a good question, but it's not always the right question. And when by answering the question of how do I improve my conversion rate, how do I improve my economics, it makes attracting more traffic a lot easier. It is actually a powerful gateway to getting that thing that you want. And then it creates this positive feedback loop. Because if these things are kind of broken and you go out and you invest money to buy some traffic, or you build up a bunch of authority and get a lot of followers, and now all of a sudden you do have that capital or like that ability to draw attention to the things that you're offering, but these never really got the attention that they needed. It doesn't matter if how many people you're sending to them, because you're only getting a fraction of the value in return, because not as many of them as could or should are going to take action, because the other parts of it are a bit weak. Like I know there's a story that came out fairly recently that an Instagram influencer with 2 million, maybe multiple more million followers was trying to sell some t-shirts. I think she's trying to sell 30 of them, and she sold like 5 or 6, even though she posted about it and all that. So, the offer was bad, the product wasn't that good, and so I'm assuming that you probably have some better validation than that. You've sold your thing, you've proven that it works, and people want it. And even still, there, nothing's perfect, right? The odds of having the best possible iteration of your offer, of your sales page, or of your application page, and every piece of your marketing funnel working to be powerful at converting people, and then being able to take one-time customers and make them lifetime customers is, it's impossible that could be the best it could ever be, and it's probably impossible that it could even get there, right? Like, um, perfect is kind of an illusion, but there can be striving towards improvement continuously, no doubt. So that's definitely what I recommend, really focusing on, at least giving a percentage of your time and your energy and your focus more on how can I improve this revenue per visitor side of the equation, and how do I get it high enough so that I can start buying traffic profitably. Because that's when you really unlock scale, and that's when you really unlock the ability to get off the hamster wheel, so to speak, where you always have to be hustling and pushing and grinding and trying to figure out how am I going to generate this next sale? Because it's not about how am I going to generate it. It's I have this machine, I have this system, I have this formula that the math bears out and proves that I can go out and profitably pay for the thing that I want. A qualified lead, a new client, a new customer. And so this is something that I definitely have always in the back of my mind when I'm working with clients, and the thing we're kind of figuring out when we're building an automatic omnipresent system, because when with that, we're showing multiple pieces of content, multiple clicks. So it's not just a one-time cost per click, it's a holistic cost per person, or we usually do it by thousand. So CPM, how much does it cost to reach 1,000 people with your best content? How many times for like 5 impressions? How much for 10 impressions? What do we want to show? What do we need for them to really see you and hear you and understand your value and what you're offering, and get them to take that action? And so how much does that cost versus how much is it worth to us? And so this is some of the math that drives how much are we able to really be omnipresent? How much are we able to share with these potential people in the effort of getting them to convert and to become a client? And then also, of course, how do we increase that lifetime customer value, because that makes everything easier. That takes so much pressure off of the cost of the traffic. It means that even if Facebook chooses to increase the cost for showing these impressions and showing this content, that we have margin and that we have wiggle room and that we have a margin for error, so to speak. So if this is something that you want built in your business so that you can achieve scale, that you can really start impacting more people, and that you don't need to give so much of your time and your energy to your marketing efforts, I'd love to talk to you. So if that is interesting, send an email to Shine at Rockstar Marketing, rockstar.marketing, and shine, because we're trying to help you shine as bright as possible. Be that star in your market, your niche, your industry. And Rockstar's got two A's in it. The original spelling, regular spelling with one A, was already taken. And, I'm Stephen Daar, so ST. And Daar's got two A's, so it's kind of all about me, but really it's all about you, and we want you to shine. So if that's interesting, send that email and we'll be in touch. If not, I hope this video was interesting and valuable for you, and I'll see you in a future video on another topic to help you grow your business.